probably film this video now.
Hi guys, welcome back. It's me Sofia, and today I'm bringing you a little bit of an update on what I've been reading and what has been going on, because there's been a lot going on recently. So what I'm gonna do first is update you on what I've been reading, what I read in March, and also the books that I bought, so a little bit of a haul too. And then I'm gonna explain you why I haven't uploaded that much and just what is going on lately. I didn't want to film because I think I don't look good enough today, but my sister told me that the braids are cute. So March was a pretty strange reading month for me. I tried to stick with the books that I wanted to read, but they didn't bring me joy and I definitely didn't pick them up. I know I'm doing the Shadowhunter read along, but I didn't want me to force reading City of Glass. I wasn't feeling it. It wasn't what I wanted, so I just decided I wouldn't do it. In the middle of the month, I got an idea for a video and I'm still gonna make it, but I didn't finish. So it's difficult to explain without telling you about the video, but I wanted to read a series of books and then talk about them, but I didn't read enough of them to make the video, so I decided to wait it a little bit and maybe next month finished. I'm just gonna tell you what I read. So the first book that I read, and I have talked about this on my last reading vlog, it's Am I Normal Yet by Holly, I don't remember her name, sorry. So I picked this book up because one of my friends from uni was reading it and she was kind of enjoying it. She told me it was like John Green kind of book style, and I hadn't read a contemporary in long, so I decided I will just pick it up, and I read it on a day, so it really hooked me up. But it wasn't the best book ever. I think I gave it a 3 stars because it was entertaining. It had a lot of things that I love when I'm reading contemporary, like for example, the main character wasn't like the perfect girl. There's inside topics in the book, so it talks about feminism and mental illness and OCDs. But then there were other parts in the book where I was like, what is going on? The whole book, it's supposed to be feminist, but I didn't see like any aspects of it. So if you don't know what the book is about, we follow this girl who I don't even remember the name of because I read it on a day, on one day. But we basically follow her and she has an OCD and she's trying to overcome that. Something that was really well done in this book was the mental illness OCD part of it. She talks about how people use mental illness and anxiety as a joke, and that in our like recent times we have gotten from knowing how mental illness works. We have come to a part where OCDs and mental illness, we saw it as a joke. It's not something to make fun of. And I really like that part. It was really well done, and I really like the writing style. The ending, it was the same exact ending as Turtles All the Way Down. It's the same ending, but this book was published in 2015 and John Green's was published in 2017, so that's something we have to look through. That was my first read, contemporary, and here comes my second read, another contemporary, which is strange because contemporary is one of my least favorite genres, or it's not the one that I pick often, but this month was all about contemporaries, let me tell you that. But my next read was A Very Large Expanse of Sea by Tahiri Mafi. I loved this book. I gave it a 5 stars, but I think I'm gonna drop it to 4.5 because it was really short for me. I would have loved to be a little bit more long. So this book, we follow our main character who's called Shireen. I don't know if I'm pronouncing her name right, and she's a Muslim girl who's living in the United States after 9/11. We follow her and see how 9/11 has affected her life and how it is to wear a hijab in that time. She basically meets this boy named Ocean. That's why the book is called A Very Large Expanse of Sea, and they just get to know each other. And I loved it because the story was so good. I was so hooked. This was another one that I read in one day. I've never read something by Tahiri Mafi, but I understand why people love her so much. It was really, really, really well written. The story was was new, it was entertaining, it was really mind-opening about hijabs. I don't know a lot about Muslim and that religion. I never thought, why do people wear hijabs? It was really mind-opening, why people wear it, why she wear it, why she likes to wear it. It was really short, like I'm telling you. I read it on my ebook, so I didn't know how much pages I had left. I was like in a chapter and I thought I still had like 100 pages to go, and then I turned to the next chapter and the story ends and I was like, wait, what? And then I ordered the book and it's really skinny. And because I like this, I think I'm gonna read the Shatter Me series. The next book that I read was the only fantasy novel in this month. I only read 4 books, so it wasn't that much, but the next book is Nevernight by J. Kristoff, and I'm so happy to have finally read these, and I gave it a 5 stars. So if you have never heard about Nevernight, we follow this girl Mia, who is trying to get like revenge for her family's dead or murdered. So she has trained since she was a child to be like a murderer of an assassin, and to finish that training she has to go to this church, unknown church where everyone wants to be a killer, and she goes and she has to learn about a lot of stuff. It sounds really basic, but the story is so different. I love how J. Kristoff did the world building. It felt like a whole new world with stories and with folklore. One of the things that I really enjoyed was the notes. If you can tell, this book has really large notes at the end of a lot of pages, and a lot of people thought that they were kind of annoying, but I loved it. It told us little details about the story and the history of the world that we wouldn't know if it wasn't for those end notes. I also love the romance in here and how it was treated, and me as a character was just amazing. So she was the type of character that I normally tend to enjoy. She wasn't perfect. There was some times that I was like, what are you doing, Mia? We don't want to marry Sue. We don't want a character to be perfect. We saw her growing as a character. I cannot wait to continue this series. And then we come to the last book that I read this month, and shockingly it's another contemporary, and it's All the Bright Places. This was another one that my friend from uni had read, so I wanted to know what it was about because she really liked it, and I gave this book 4 stars. I read it on a few hours and it was good. It wasn't the best, but overall it's a book that talks about anxiety and depression and overcoming difficult things in your life. So we have 2 main characters. We have Theodore, I don't know how to pronounce his name, but he's basically a kid who has suicide thoughts all the time. He has a bipolar disorder. And then we have Violet, who her sister just died in a car accident. She was really close to her, so it hit her really hard. Or so one day they go to this bell tower that it's in their school. They have plans to, of course, jump from the bell tower. So when they are up there, Theodore kind of talks with Violet and tell her not to jump, and then he doesn't jump. But in the school they think that it was Violet because she's like the perfect student who saved Theodore, and from that they like fall in love, and we follow them as they try to overcome these difficulties that they have in their lives. But yeah, overall it's a real sad story. I love sad endings, but this wasn't the best one. I didn't really like the ending, but it was okay. I mean, it was entertaining, so I gave it 4 stars. And those were all my reads for March. As I said, it wasn't the best reading month. I hope this month I can read Harry Potter, and I hope I can read the Shadowhunter read-along and get it with, because I know you all been really supportive with me in that read-along, but I just wasn't in the mood, and I didn't want to force myself. For the books that I bought this month, bought A Very Large Expanse of Sea and Nevernight, which you just saw. I also got One of Us is Lying by Karen McManus. Wanted to know what the hype was about. A lot of people loved it. And then the last book that I got was my favorite out of the bunch, and it's A Gathering of Shadows by Victoria Shaw, but this is the collector's edition. Now I have both of them. The spine is red, which I really like. It's amazing. It's really pretty. And for the rest, I'm gonna explain you what happened. Last week I went on a trip with my friend Carlota. We went to Brussels and it was amazing. There's a vlog coming later this week. This week I'm going to Budapest. I don't know if that's called in English, but I'm going to Budapest with my mom. And it also hasn't been the best month, really. I had some struggles, that's why I didn't upload. I also kind of stopped posting on Instagram. I told you about it on a story. I just needed a little bit of time to see what was going on and get a little bit better. That's it for the live update. I'm not in my best mood right now. We are nearly 400 subscribers, which I have to thank you. It doesn't seem like a lot, but to me, just having you there, it's amazing, and you're always supporting me. I love you guys. As always, I hope you enjoyed this video. I love you guys, and I will see you on the next one. Bye!